We are joined now by Celtics President of Basketball Operations, Danny Ainge. And Danny, it feels like the Celtics really haven't had much of an off season so far.
Have you slept?
I haven't slept, but it's not just because of what we normally do, which is work really hard. Even though we had, got a lot accomplished this summer, most summers are just as challenging. But I'll tell you what really is challenging is when your son comes home from a mission after 2 years of not seeing him, and you all the time that takes, and family gatherings, and then you have a son that runs for Congress for some reason I still haven't figured out. But
and one
in the middle of all this, yeah. So, but the basketball was pretty busy this summer. But like I say, all summers are this busy. But this summer we were able to make some deals that we haven't been able to make in the past.
Yeah, and speaking of deals, let's focus in on Kyrie first. Just there was a lot of back and forth with that. What was that process like, and maybe the thought that the deal could be voided?
Yeah, so when you make a deal in the summertime, you just know going in that it can take up to a week to 8 days. That's just the nature of it. Avery's took forever because his wife was expecting and he was at a wedding of a friend, and it just took a long time. The Kyrie trade was a little bit more unusual in that, I think that there was real possibilities of a trade not happening. So that was challenging, but I feel sorry for the players that are involved in that, trying to figure out what they're going to do. We'll all be able to adjust. The coaches will be able to adapt, but I think that was a tough time for them, and I'm just glad it's over.
I think everyone would agree, and you would probably agree, that you gave up a lot to get Kyrie Irving. Why, in your mind, was he worth it?
So first of all, I will say that we've offered a lot. We did give up a lot. I agree with you, Mark, for Kyrie, and we've offered a lot for other players too that teams weren't willing to do. So he's not the first person that we've offered a lot for, but he is a player that we're willing to offer a lot because we think he's a special player, and we need a special player. We need players like Gordon and Kyrie and Al Horford because it allows the rest of the players to play their roles and to do what they're capable of doing. I think that when you don't have really talented players, that the other players try to do too much, and it stunts their development, and the team isn't as good, and that's when players don't look as good. But when players can play within themselves, and Kyrie obviously along with Gordon, adding to Al Horford, I think will allow the other players to maximize their own abilities.
And I think during that first press conference, or the first conference call right after the first deal happened, you mentioned that you think that he can get even better, and he hasn't reached his full potential. And he is only 25 years old. A lot of people forget that because he's been in the league so long. But where do you think he can improve, and where can he take his game to the next level that we haven't necessarily seen yet?
Well, I think that what we don't see, that I think that we will see, is I think you'll see that he's a better passer. I think that people that watch Kyrie play a lot can see his passing and his potential there as a passer, but LeBron was pretty much the point guard in Cleveland, and Kyrie was a point guard often when LeBron wasn't on the court and so forth. But I think that he's a fantastic passer, and then I think defensively he's got to improve, and I think that he will in Brad's system.
How do you see Kyrie and Hayward's games complementing each other out on the court?
Yeah, I think they're a perfect complement, Amanda. I think they both are good pick and roll players, and so they can draw the attention of the defense and draw 2 and sometimes 2.5, 3 people to the ball or on the strong side to try to stop their offensive prowess in the pick and rolls. And so that opens up the weak side offense, and they're both terrific off the ball. And so they can take turns, and we have other good players too with Terry and Marcus and Jalen, Marcus Morris. I think that we have an Al, terrific screen setter and a great player off of pick and rolls. So I think that it's a really good compliment, those two guys with each other. The way they play, they're both fantastic shooters from 3. They can both attack closeouts and get to the rim. and they can both make passes to help others.
For sure, looking forward to this season
I can't
getting
wait.
underway. I know
can't
a
wait.
lot of excitement surrounding it. Danny, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Appreciate
it.
the time, Danny.
All right.